shine. My father taught me don't be soft, so now I'm taking what's mine. I define myself as ambitious, young, black, and gifted. Master P, my masterpiece. That mean I don't got no limits. Bout it, I doubt it. My homies know you ain't right it. We break you down like a pound. I got it. Don't pound to surround me. I'm corrupted. Flow cold and it's rugged, bumpy. What is up? I'm ready for war. You got to love it like yeah. And it feel like yeah. All day like yeah. All night like yeah. Whole squad like what? And it feel like yeah. All day like yeah. All night like what? Whole squad like yeah. And it feel like yeah. All day like yeah. All night like yeah. Whole squad like yeah. And it feel like yeah. All day like yeah. All night like yeah. You don't want problems. You don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems. You don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems. You don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. No, I said you don't want problems. You don't want smoke, dog. You don't want.
And we find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. The scene a short time ago, this crowd decked out in purple, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football, folks, as the Vikings get set to do battle with the Washington Redskins. Both of these teams about to reach the halfway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. This is taken about 7 yards deep, and no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Ain't no such thing as a loss. We taking wins home.
Here's Dalvin Cook, third year back from Florida State. And he's going to lose yardage here, back to his own 18. It'll be a loss of 7 on the play, and it'll be a 2nd and long. Cousins to throw it. It's complete to Laquan Treadwell. 23 yards the pickup there. First down, here's Cousins. And oh, look at that, a diving catch. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. A toss to Cook. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down, keep the sticks moving.
Cousins throw complete to Thielen. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for? Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Hey, Alpha. Mike, 53. Gun. 53. Mike. Y'all not ready. 53 is the mic. 53 is the mic. You gonna see me in your... Hey, we're good. You gonna see me in your nightmare.
Cousins on first down. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Jonathan Bostic. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Good route here. Mike 12. Hey, watch the screen.
Here's Cousins. And Rudolph has it left side. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. A first down there on a pickup of 25. Cousins going to come up on a 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. From the red zone now, Cousins. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. The intended receiver was Laquan Treadwell. And now it's 2nd down. That is first incompletion after a 4 for 4 start.
Yeah, but they shouldn't back off from what they're doing. I like the play calling right out of the gate. I like the tone that they're setting. Keep going in that direction.
Hey, Delta. Check Mike 12. Mike 12.
Here we go.
Throwing again, Cousins on 2nd and 10. His throw caught right around the 6. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And that makes the score 7-0. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
Let's go.
Haskins and the Redskins come up 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. Throwing now, Haskins on 1st down. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Everson Griffith in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Now it's Haskins. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. Charles, already trailing by a touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
Hey, watch that. Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
Stop your whining. Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Watch the ship.
Now Haskins, 3rd and long. And that is incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. This is taken at the 23. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And certainly they'll be hoping to hit pay dirt like they did on the last drive. Got the football back, so a chance to go up 2 scores.
And they haven't been tentative at all in this ball game because sometimes you start a game with your script to try and get information out of the opposing defense. How will they play you in certain situations? Sometimes you script to attack, and that's what I'm seeing so far.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
53. Time to go. Night. Go. 53. Check 53. Watch QB draw.
Mike 53. 53. Mike.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. He goes full extension, and he's got it.
Come on, fellas.
That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
Hey, wahoo!
53 is the Mike. You get right, Lee. You get
What's that?
A first down throw for Cousins. Incomplete. Right side, the tight end Rudolph. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
Hey, back up. Brings up 2nd and 3. You ain't doing that. What's that?
Throwing again on second down. Cousins. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 40.
Let's go. I know, he's easy.
Cousins now to throw on first down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Christian Wilkins. He's the culprit, dropping him for a 2-yard loss. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. Now Cousins. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
Well, that was an interesting little chess match there because the offense went empty set. No running backs in the backfield, so they're trying to get people out into a route pretty quickly. But guess what? The defense sees that. They go ahead and move themselves into a blitzing situation and come right after the quarterback. They had more guys there than they could block.
Five.
53.
I don't even know why this team showed up.
53's the money. 53. Check.
Throw.
Let's put them on the buses. Let's put that team on the bus. Hatchet.
Cousins now from the 50. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 16, but they'll remain short of the marker, and it's 4th down. So Cousins heads to the Vikings sideline, and on is Dan Bailey to try the field goal. On the left hash, officially it's called a 51-yard attempt. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle, and the lead moves to 10-zip. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Eric Kendricks, the Vikings' leading tackler a season ago, in on the stop.
And it's 3rd down.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down.
54's Mike. Check. Watch 54. You don't want this.
3rd and 2, now Haskins. And he finds McLaurin. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Let's go, Heavy. Okay. What you got, Heavy? Give me something.
Here's Geis. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Now a fake on the give here as they try to run pass option. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. He was looking for Paul Richardson there. And that'll make it 3rd down. Now a fake on the give here as they try to run pass option. Throw to the right here, taken in by McLaurin. So they decline it, as that will bring up 4th.
And I know that yardage and field position are keys to any game played, but you got to consider downs when you're talking about penalties, and they wisely did not take that one and made it 4th down.
Here we go. Set.
Here we go on 4th down. Haskins. He'll rifle this one deep right into a double team, and it's intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick, and they will take over at the 26-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Cousins. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. The game clock sitting at 2:02, so they'll get one play before the 2-minute warning.
55. Hey, Foxtrot. 53. Check 53.
3 bud. Mike, 53.
300.
Mike. 53 is the
The
Mike.
Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. The game clock sitting at 2:02, so they'll get one play before the 2-minute warning.
Tight end right. Hey, Charlie.
51, Mike. Mike, 51.
Don't get nervous.
On 3rd down, Cousins. 2nd quarter action with 1:59 remaining. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Fielded at the 20. That'll wind up being a 50-yard punt, though they do get 10 back on the return. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
First down, Redskins.
Here we go.
On 1st down, this is Geis. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen.
And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. I don't care if you're taking it in round 1, you're undrafted, whatever. As a rookie quarterback in this league, you're going to have games where you face adversity like this.
Lessons. All the time you're going to face these lessons. The key for this guy is, will he be able to bounce back in the next one? Because right now, this has not been his game.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Mackenzie Alexander with a pick.
You're trailing. You're trying to get points late in the half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. First.
Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
Hey, we got to get to the first down.
Following the interception, Cousins lets it fly for touchdown, Vikings. Laquan Treadwell, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot. I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last two drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Oh, wide open, complete. And all the way inside the 35 before he goes out of bounds. A big play there just before halftime. 44 yards. And this one is right down the middle. And they're on the board at least here. It's now 17-3. Well, not the best first half facing this deficit, but at least they did put 3 on the board before half.
Yeah, it's a little bit like that stormy, cloudy day, and the sun peeks through just for a second. They saw the sun there. They're hoping to see a little bit more of it in the second half.
At their own 25-yard line.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Gotta do better. Come on, QB, come on.
Well, indeed, trying to run it out as they start on the ground. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Well, why don't we hold off on the halftime update after all? Seems like everyone's ready to go here for the second half in Week 8 in the NFL. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. On second down and 4. Haskins. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Ben Gideon, his second sack of the night. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
And let's pin the mirrors back and go full strength.
Watch the twins.
Third down, here's Haskins. Middle of the field, he's got McLaurin. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The 21 yards there as they convert on third.
A gain of 21 yards. First down, Washington.
Now a give, right side, it's Geis. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up second and 7 at the 49-yard line.
Check.
From just shy of midfield, Haskins. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down. Well, this secondary has done such a good job of frustrating these receivers tonight. Another example right there on the deep ball.
Sometimes when the sun goes down and it's just the bright lights in the stadium, there's a little extra spring in their step, doesn't it? And that's what we're seeing from the defenders. Doesn't matter whether it's man or zone, deep ball, short ball, and that was a deep one there. They're making plays on the football, contesting everything.
Check nine, check nine.
On third down, Haskins slings this deep from McLaurin. And that will be incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on fourth down. Fourth down, here's Haskins. And my goodness, this is incomplete. Jay Gruden's guys unable to convert on fourth down. And this defense will take over right near midfield at the 49-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Try to fire up that running game with Dalvin Cook. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Mike, we own it. Hey, yo, we own it. 53 is the Mike. Hey, Orbit. All you get is a headache. All you get is a headache.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And the Redskins do get to him. He goes down for a sack. Well, it was 2nd long. Now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving them exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long.
Hey, team 6. Team 6.
Mike 51. Mike 51.
3rd and long for Cousins. And he's got Kyle Rudolph. A gain of 22.
Here we go.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Ryan Anderson gets him for a loss of 5. He is so tough to handle on the blitz, and that's Exhibit A. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Throwing, Cousins. Buying time to his left. Got some real estate inside the 30. Well, he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 16 yards, a first down.
Now, that was a whole lot of open space out in front of him, wasn't it? I'm telling you, Brandon, when things are going right, they are going right.
And everything has been going their way for the most part. I saw that lane start to develop. Boom. He took advantage of it. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28.
Danny. Hey, Zoo. 53, check 53. I'm coming after you. Check your hot read.
To throw is Cousins. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Jonathan Bostic able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening.
Hey, Haywood. 53 is the mic. 53 is the mic. Watch the run. Check. 53 is the mic. Check that.
Cousins from the gun on 3rd. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Monte Nicholson picks it.
Well, Brandon, there's no question who they're going to look to on 3rd and long, but you can bet this defense knows that as well, so they're getting blanketed downfield. And this ball winds up being intercepted.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say, maybe makes that offense feel good, but when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Haskins. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's the Redskins with the football, but trailing here as we get down to the good stuff. Quarter number 4.
Check 13. Check 13.
They'll try and get it with Geis. And he is not going to get the first down as they'll spot this at about the 28. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out.
Under 10. Under 10. 10. Kill, kill, kill. Turn up. Kill, kill, kill. Back.
They'll run for it. Geis. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. Now a handoff. Geis going right. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at the 32-yard line.
On 2nd and 11 now. Haskins. He'll get this to his speedster, Paul Richardson. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
Right there, 54, right there, 54, Mike.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone.
On 1st and 10, it's Haskins. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that, first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Under 4 to go now as they come up on 2nd down. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Haskins. Being chased out left. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive. Here's Haskins. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin, his 6th touchdown of the season, as his guys are back within a single score. Hopkins with the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They've been asleep for a little while on this side of the football, Charles, and the score is just a one-score game now. Haven't had any points this half. What gives?
Let's go old school here. All right, let's get back to the basics. Get back to running the football, high-percentage throws. Find the guys that eat pressure and make plays for you and make sure they touch it.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down. Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a third down.
A gain of 14 yards.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be fourth down. And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. Now Cousins on 4th down. And Rudolph has it left side. And he will be knocked down hard, but he will have the first down. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down. A first down throw for Cousins. Over the middle here to Rudolph. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. Touchdown, Vikings! Laquan Treadwell with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Eluding the pressure right. He's going to let it flop. And that is intercepted. Or was it? Wait, they'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Let's get off the field, D. Mike 54. Mike 54. What we got?
2nd and 10 now. Haskins. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Tried to go for the big one there on 2nd down. Now they're likely down to their final 2 plays.
And you know they've got to keep going for the big shot, right? So defensively, you play what they call top down. Nothing behind you. Make everything get completed in front.
Right there. 54. Right there. Right there.
To throw on 3rd down. Haskins. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Xavier Rhodes with a pick, and this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. He was looking for Paul Richardson there. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Cousins here to throw. Over the middle, he's got Treadwell. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Here's a 1st down throw that's complete. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Stephon Diggs with his second touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. And they got the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is fielded a couple yards deep. He's got daylight. He's at the 40, 20, 10, and he brings this one all the way back. So definitely good for the individual stats. Maybe not for our storyline, but he's in for the late score.
That was a special return, and it happened because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from his special teams coach's head coach to bring it out of the end zone.
But let's be honest, a lot of times when they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules, and if you do, you're taking on some responsibility, but he was happy to do so there.
On 1st and 10, Cousins lets it fly for Thielen. And this is taken in at the 5. Touchdown, Vikings! Adam Thielen with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. 2nd and 10. Here's Haskins again. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. The Redskins now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Haskins will throw. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Now Haskins on first down. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now.
Intended for Jordan Reed. Incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 24.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. To throw again. Haskins. Oh, he almost had it for the pick. A great chance there for the interception in the end zone. Instead, 3rd down. The Redskins on 3rd down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This is 3rd and 10. Now it's Haskins. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Now we'll get whistles, and they've signaled for a timeout. Not sure I see the logic in this, but we'll get a stoppage anyway with 5 seconds remaining. And they're going to go for this. Just 1 for 3 so far on 4th down tries. They're trying again. One final shot for Haskins. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. They were going for a consolation.